Wait a minute. That's not what it's like to work here. That recruiting video's just a hunk of shit.
Good morning, everyone. It is Mike. You also know me in game as AFT Biohazard. Today, I've got a friend with me, so you guys will probably hear me call him out a bunch as Chad, but he goes by the in-game name of Kakis, and we'll go from there with that statement. But anyway, so Chad, you up for some runs this morning? See if we can get some funds built up again after all this.
Most definitely. I think after the crashes of Friday and everything, we'll see if we can handle a landing or two a little bit better.
A landing or two better. And I completely did not turn on any of my lights in the studio, so everybody's going to be seeing me dancing around here at the beginning of the show, just trying to get stuff set up. All right. I know, I'm a pud. I got it. Stuff happens. Alright, so my Caterpillar is sitting out on 0-0, man. So let's head on out there. Let's get going.
Roger that.
After yesterday, I did log in this morning, finished up a couple more runs, and got myself up to a decent little starting wage so that we can afford to do some of this. Again, that prospector really paid for itself again right off the bat. So between that and those few little minor trades and things that we did yesterday on the stream, it's gonna make some money. Well,
and what's the prospector currently running for those who are trying to use it to start off?
To purchase it in real currency. Once you have a game package, your upgrade cost, it's a total of 155. That's in real currency, or US dollars. If you buy it in-game with in-game currency, it's about 2.1 million. So it takes a little bit of time to farm it up. It's going to be over this way. Takes a little bit of time to farm it up, but it is well worth it. And the only upgrade that you need to run on that thing at all is the Helix mining head. So the first 108,000 that you make in just junk funds, just go out and buy a bunch of junk, get it done. Just quick mining runs. Don't take a lot of time. Don't be super picky. You'll get to 108,000, and you need to turn around and immediately go purchase the Helix mining head. Once you do, you can break almost every rock that there is in the game, and it's makes it much easier to be picky and make a whole ton of money. So like this morning, for example, my average run when I went out to finish up was 75K.
And how long did that take you?
30 minutes apiece.
Definitely much more efficient than those courier runs.
It is, but there have been times where I've maybe gone out and gotten 35K and it's taken an hour. You finally just get annoyed with you're not finding any rocks, so you take the next available thing and get done. So you can go to a new location. So I've had it work both ways.
Yeah, but 35K in a 30-minute, if you're just out doing something like that, you compare it to, like I said, the courier runs. I grabbed 3 at a time last night, and on top of throwing a little cargo in a ship and everything, it probably took. I made about 30K in a couple hours. So.
Well, that is the downside of some of the ships. Now, like my best, and you went to the you kind of upgraded and went to the Cutlass Black. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So my best opinion there is the easiest way for someone with the firepower and the capability of something like the Cutlass Black is to go ahead and do those claim jumper missions. Getting used to a little bit of the combat that's going on, and usually you'll make a pretty good clip of money pretty fast, and it'll start feeling like it's speeding up a little bit as you get better at the claim jumper missions.
Well,
So,
there is a little bit of a learning curve there. I attempted a couple claim jumper missions last night, and while I also threw on a call to arms for some of the ships out there, and I made some money off of them. But even with the Cutlass Black as a basic standard, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to attack that, because I'm getting chewed up pretty good out there. Even with those Sentinels, you're trying to maintain distance, you're trying to take them in clusters, trying to approach closer to one range, but they're close enough together that you get in good enough range for your guns, all three of them get to shoot at you. So and the way they're clustered, it's very hard to cover two of them with asteroids and be in good range to attack the third, or at least I found on the one mission I was on last night. Maybe they're not all like that.
well, that might be the case, but I mean, again, Percy is the subject matter expert, at least in our kind of local group. Percy is the subject matter expert on doing the claims missions and doing the bounty hunting. He's that's one of his biggest enjoyments in the game. So he's somebody we're going to have to tap and see how he does them. I did a ride along where I sat in the turret for him for a little bit, and it is what it is. We we made it through fairly easily, but it did take a few minutes to get everything said and done. I know in the Cutlass, the big neutralizer is the fact that you have so many missiles that you can use to take stuff down.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I am brand new to this game. So I tried a few different ways, a few different attempts, and what I was finding was while the missiles did do damage to the Sentinel shields pretty good, I couldn't fire them off fast enough to really get in there, so I would have to fire a missile and try to close with guns. And while I was successful taking out a couple of the Sentinels, I was taking heavy damage. I actually lost my ship a couple of times. And so I don't have and since the patch 3.9 did drop, I don't have a comparison to before to see if it's a tweak they made or just my fantastic skill as a pilot. so it's where I'm kind of learning on that, and that was the conclusion I came to last night, and started some courier runs just so the day wasn't a total waste. I figured I'd get with Percy. I tried some videos, I watched some videos. Most of the videos I saw had upgraded ships. You put a better power plant on, a little bit better on the guns and on the shields, and those claim jumpers came fairly easy. Well, I didn't have many credits, so I was trying to figure out a way to build up some before so I could get to that point.
Yeah. So and just know that it's a bit of a learning curve, no matter what. I remember when I first jumped over into the game, I was kind of doing the same thing, and it took me a while to really figure out how to maximize my game style to make funds in game.
Well, and that was the fun part about it last night. Well, there are some videos and such out there, and there's probably a lot that I haven't been able to find. It's not watch a video,
Right.
just go in and make a lot of money and get crazy. It was figuring out a lot of things as I go along, and to me, that's part of the fun of this game so far.
Well, like I said, it's an unfinished game, and you run into a whole bunch of glitches. And as Spud said the other day, I mean Monday, the stream title is going to be "Another Day, Another Bug for the Pile." I mean, we'll see how many issues we could run into just trying to make some money in the verse.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how these runs go this morning. Um, like I said, most of my issues last night, to me, in that case, weren't results of glitches. More of me still figuring out the platform, learning the ship, figuring out, bouncing back and forth with just different missions and doing different things and actually dealing with the situations that were popping up in front of me.
Right.
Luckily, I didn't deal with a whole lot. I didn't deal with any interdiction last night, so as far as I was free from player interference, so most of my issues were purely myself.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, I even this morning, when I first got on this morning to check stability on the servers, dude, my first run I got interdicted. I was like, all right, well, it's going to be one of those days. Let's just see how this plays out. So, and it was ironically on my way here to Ida. So, we just didn't run into it this particular run.
We are on a different server too.
That is very true, but again, I think a lot of people are doing a lot of interdiction stuff right now because it's easier for them to get the crime stat so that they can get arrested and see what's going on. Let's bring this big old girl in. So again, this is my favorite trade route in the game. It's the one that I think is, for the most part, one of the safest, and it makes you a very good amount of money by the time you're all said and done with it.
And so we took off from Alisar, and we're coming into Ida, and what are we picking up?
Astatine.
Astatine.
It has...
Where will we deliver it?
We're going back to Port Alisar. So it has about a 1.5 aUEC profit margin on purchase to sell. So that's really kind of a good thing overall. It doesn't have to be extremely high in value. Like, it doesn't need to be your Laranites and your other stuff like that. But what it does do is it gives you, because of the safetiness of the run, it gives you an opportunity where you're not having to really worry about a major potential of loss in cargo due to somebody shooting you out of the sky. And real quick, I'm going to go ahead and get some quantum fuel up and going. That's one of the things that's the downside to this run. You do make good money, but you do have to refuel on a regular basis, so it does take an extra minute or two. I did a time... Go ahead.
So, question about cargo, and what I was trying to figure out last night, as far as, you have a given amount of cargo spots in any ship. Do all the materials in this game take up the same amount of room?
No, not from what I've seen. Not from what I've seen.
So we're a good source to figure that out, so you can plot ahead what your cargo can actually carry. Like, I had 46 slots last night, and I was able to pick up. I didn't fill up because I didn't have enough money, but almost 3,000 units of titanium.
Well, I think you're a little bit deeper in the trade game than I am on that context of analyzing it, but the only reason why I know that it doesn't is because as I was running the Freelancer Max early on, I would see that sometimes only part of my cargo bay would be filled, even though it's telling me that I'm full, and then I would run a different commodity and the whole thing would have crates. So it just, from appearance, it looked like the crates and different weights and stuff like that is plays out a little bit differently.
I gotcha.
Alrighty, so we should be just about filled on quantum fuel, so I can run in and go get us some materials here. Alright, I'm going to leave this bad boy running because I know you're here in the ship.
No problem.
If you want to jump in the pilot seat for me, let you
it.
fly us back. Remember, space semi. It flies like a semi. It will oversteer very, very quickly. Okay. So yeah, the wind out here right now is pretty brutal. So it's making me have to just like creep as I walk along. Hopefully it'll clear. There it goes, starting to clear up a little bit. That's one of the cool things they did in 3.9 is make the environmental effects significantly more prominent in the game.
I did see a lot of people mention that in chat last night. They were out at Microtech and Clio and dealing with that quite a bit.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get the Caterpillar selected. And we are going to grab Astine. So, like this morning, and the trade sheets show that this should be 7 aUEC a shot, right? And it's 779 right now. And unfortunately, it's telling me that max stock available is 111 SCU out of my full cargo space. So we're going to be here for a few minutes, and my bet is that somebody else is making this trade run because of what I'm seeing from the cost of the commodity rising.
And how many SCU can you handle?
564, and right now I've only got 111 loaded. So it usually takes a couple minutes between each commodity, so to kind of build up there. So unfortunately, stream-wise, it's a little bit boring when you're standing around trying to load one of these larger ships if the quantities are not available. So we'll figure that out here in a little bit. See if we need to tweak the trade route because somebody's running this already. That profit margin is going to shrink really, really quick if you got multiple large ships making this run. But anyway, back to the conversation here with your claim jumpers and stuff. We can always take a time and schedule something with Percy where the three of us go out on some claim jumper runs. He takes his Cutlass, you take your Cutlass, I take my Gladius, and we just kind of split the profit, and we should be able to rip through a claim jumper run in a matter of minutes. Because that would be a whole ton of firepower.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a good idea. Plus, it'll give me a chance to learn a little bit, give me a chance to stream out and let people see what's going on with it. Watch me blow up a few times. I'm sure you can get a good camera view of that.
Well, you're not the only one, because when I do that, I'll be putting my dual flight sticks back out and, working up my Gladius skills on my dual flight stick setup, which is, like I said, a whole lot different than keyboard. So, we'll find out.
That was part of the fun, though, about floating around in the mining area with the asteroids, using them for cover. Getting the three-dimensional aspect of space battle, as opposed to most games where it's a lot of horizontal same level, while there may be three-dimensional with like FPS shooters, like buildings and vertical targets. This is truly a good, when you come into a location, you have no idea which direction they are, and learning to use that radar last night, I did a lot on that, learning how to use that radar. Like I said, I'm still working on approaches and everything, trying to isolate those guys. And maybe I just had one of the rough ones. I don't know. It was my first one, but I had a lot of fun with it. Playing with the shields, hiding and bringing the shields while the shield recharge, and so on and so forth. I did not do any overclocking adjustment between shield, gun, engine, and stuff like that. I got to kill a bunch of the prospectors that were flying around trying to get me.
Okay.
So I made a little bit of money doing that. Now, the ship-to-ship battle on those, they're not that tough. One of the videos I had watched said ignore them, take out the sentries, but he had little beefed-up shields and then take them out. I found that they did a decent amount of damage, so I don't know if that's a new patch thing or if that I have a basic Cutlass Black. But it was still fun. I got to chase them around, try the missile thing. And we discussed yesterday about, in your heads-up display, it shows your fuel. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, you didn't get fueled all the way up. Mine's showing 87%.
No, I only filled up my quantum, not my
Not your
not my
hydrogen.
hydrogen.
Okay. But you saw the flame symbol next to the fuel, and then your G-force, and of course your landing gear, and then so on and so forth. That flame symbol is the number of countermeasures you have on and which type you have selected.
Okay.
So by pressing the H button, you can change it from your IR to your, I can't remember what they call it, and I apologize
Chaff?
for that. It is your chaff.
It's your chaff and flares.
Yeah, chaff and flares. Right? So when you're in combat and across the top of your HUD, when you see a flame symbol come up, or you see a bunch of flame symbols, that means that type of missile is heading your way. So if you have multiple ones, that's how many missiles you have coming your way and what type of countermeasures to use.
Okay. Kind of testing something here real quick. Alright, nope. Alright, because it looked like it had replenished some of the stock within 2 minutes on this last time that I went to the trading terminal. So I was trying to see if maybe that was something that they tweaked within 3.9 that, hadn't noticed yet before. But I just gave it another couple minutes as we were chatting before I checked again, and it's still not refreshing it. So I'll check it about every minute, because the standard in 3.8 was that you had to wait 5 minutes for a trade terminal to restock. And then it had some random restock numbers depending on the commodity. So we'll see how that plays out. But usually, I don't like being in an area where you have to just kind of sit there for a long period of time, because it kind of leaves you vulnerable. Let's see, it's still probably going to error out on this one. Yep.
So we'll give it a few minutes and see. Another question on the heads-up display, and I wasn't able to find this through videos. So your heads-up display is very similar to mine, and I notice different ships obviously have a little bit different consoles in front of them, but in your upper right-hand corner, your target, and in your upper left-hand corner would be your ship status. I assume that's for your shields, even though I don't see a ship there. I don't get that on my Cutlass Black. Is that a ship-specific thing, or am I just not toggling the right thing? Because I could not find it in the keybinds.
What I found, each ship has different amount of potential screens, okay? So you have to figure out how to balance your screens with your gameplay. And some of these modules, or some of these screen modules, will only let you display certain characteristics of your ship. Okay? Like if you zoom in on mine right now, there will be, on one of those ones right there, there will be a little tab that looks like it's just on the top left. There looks like there's 2 tabs. That second tab is what allows you to be able to customize your HUDs.
And what tab is that?
Well, I'm not looking at it, so I'm kind of stuck for the moment. But it'll be like menu or something like that. It just looks like a little bitty tab at the top left of each screen.
Okay.
And
I got it. And if I click on that, that's what will go to my upper left.
well, and then yeah, it'll give you like some options, almost like some app options or something like that, and you click the one that you want, and then that will stay in that upper left for as long as you're piloting this ship. You have to reset.
Right.
You have to reset it each time you close out the ship or store it and pull it back out again.
Right, and I'm not talking about the ship screens that are below your HUD. You know, I
Okay.
can see where the menu there, and you can change those individual screens to get it where you want.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in your actual gameplay screen, the upper right-hand corner and upper left.
Okay.
Like in your upper right-hand corner below where it shows that your weapons are turned off,
Mm-hmm.
you got a bracket and it's a no target, and it matches your, I guess, your upper right-hand screen below your HUD. Let me see something here.
Yeah, like I said, each ship has its own uniques here. So I mean, I'm not staring at it at the moment, so I'm kind of struggling to be able to tell you, what you can do with it. But that's each ship, like I said, is unique. So you just kind of have to play with them until you find them out. And some ships have certain things, some ships don't. Like my Gladius on my radar, I can zoom my radar in and out. I haven't been able to do that on any other ship.
Okay. Well, and that was my question, because being able to see those up there more with your HUD during combat, I've seen that on several of the fighter ships. I couldn't get it on the Cutlass, so I was curious if that was a toggle. Obviously, it's a default for you. So,
Okay, so where are we sitting at load-wise? So I have 289 out of my 564 units loaded on this ship. So we've probably got another couple reload cycles sitting here before that thing is ready to go. I will tell you this, though. I am seeing the commodity price starting to skyrocket on the purchase. So once we get to about $8 or 8 aUEC in total purchase price, it's no longer worth running this one. We'd have to run some other stuff in order to be able to make decent money out of the runs. Because the risk reward doesn't weigh out.
gotcha.
I mean, if I'm only going to make 60,000 off of a run, then the reality is it's not worth risking 400,000.
No.
When I could go run scrap for 89,000 and make 30.
Another fun aspect of the game, dynamic commodity prices.
Indeed. I mean, we'll probably go over and do a Laranite run after this. Then we'll pick up some diamonds and run some diamonds back over into Lorville, and then head from Lorville and make some titanium or Laranite runs back and forth. See what we can do with those. As far as making some money out of them, it's kind of interesting though. Somebody must have gotten up really, really early, or they just were up all night running this commodity. And I'm wondering if that new trade sheet has something to do with it that came up, because they've got it listed as a 2 aUEC split between minimum and maximum.
Speaking of prison, have you been yet?
I have not.
I have.
You got arrested, huh?
Quite unintentionally.
All right. How did that play out for you?
I was having some sound issues, so I zoned into a mission, and as I zoned in, it was my first claim jumper before I did anything, and apparently I was being told to stop moving, and so I got a failure to comply. I was trying to figure out what that halt and speed on my HUD was saying. I didn't realize it was communication coming in, since, like I said, I was having some sound issues on my end that I had to work out. And next thing I know, I'm getting shot. I'm getting blown up by some very, very large ship, and wake up in prison. Now, I didn't have to spend but 20 minutes or so in there, if that, because I died a couple times running around trying to figure out. They tell you to mine, and I was trying to figure that out, and so I never really got out of the common area except when I dropped down and fell through. So I still haven't figured that out yet, but
Okay.
I just I think it's a neat concept, and if you like the immersion for that type of thing, great. But I'd sure hate. I saw someone's sentence in there was 5 hours. I don't know what they did, and I'm sure
Well, they probably
mining
they
can help
probably had
out.
a pretty good, decent little crime stat sitting there, and supposedly that's why I said it's one of those things where it is mining, and that's supposed to be the one that the more mining you do for them, the more you turn in, the more you cut off your sentence. So,
Right. So I never got a chance to see how fast that occurred and how much you could cut off and how quickly. Now I did see a lot of people talking about escaping last night, and apparently they had some bug issues.
okay,
I'm assuming there was I guess when you attempt the escape, there's a rover supposed to be sitting there that you could steal that wasn't spawning for them. So the
interesting.
escape attempts last night didn't seem to be working well.
All right. So with any luck, we have one more cycle of refill that needs to be run through this trade terminal, and then we'll be getting this run underway. Um,
Did you say we're headed back to Olisar?
we will be heading back to Alasar. That is the place that buys this commodity for the most, and um, we're gonna since you're with me and we've technically got a gunner sitting here at that point, or I can man a gun during that time frame. One of the turrets. We'll do a Tram and Myers run, go pick up some diamond and see what we can do, or some titanium or whatnot, and we'll check the commodity lists and try and run that across to Lorville. Um, I am going to tell you that the Lorville landing is extremely difficult in this ship. So, if we get to the point where we're experiencing a lot of crosswind activity, I may trade places with you and jump in the pilot seat.
Not a problem.
At least while we've got a fully loaded cat, where we're risking all the money that we have.
Not a problem. I've been at this all of less than 48 hours, so I have zero problem with having to kick out and stand by to watch a second.
Yeah, because there's, like I said, it's already caused me to crash several times on it, and I'm pretty familiar with this boat, so that's all I can go for, man.
Right, while you're finishing there, I need just a minute.
All right, no worries. So I do see that we have a couple of people that are in stream, guys. Feel free to use the chats, depending on whether you're sitting watching on YouTube or whether you're sitting and watching on Twitch. Buddy of mine, Chad, and I are just kind of running some missions and trying to get some money and build back up again after the database wipe that happened the other day. Unfortunately, I was affected by it. Lost about 2.7 million in currency, but I kind of like really interacting with chat. So feel free, guys. Drop some questions. Tell me what it's like if you played the game. If you're looking forward to playing the game. Again, Chad's only been at this for basically 2 days is the length of time that he has in game. So we're kind of taking this from a very basic level and treating it like what it's like to try and build up your currency again in game. So feel free to drop us a line and we'll kind of BS back and forth with you. Now, I know, unfortunately, this is probably one of the more boring moments where we're standing here just trying to fill up cargo. But it is what it is. We'll give the Astatine run a break right after this is said and done, and then that way we'll let it replenish as long as people aren't running this. So it does look, based upon my viewer count that I'm looking at, that YouTube is kind of holding some folks, and Twitch is holding some folks. So, again, we're glad to have you here, and we're a tabletop role-playing game channel that during COVID-19 has kind of decided we're gonna try our luck and get out and stream some video games that we enjoy playing and see how everybody enjoys them. And for those that have played and have seen this, one of the things that seems to be an issue right now is, if you notice right here, it's telling me that normally it would have, this number would have turned red, telling me that it hasn't resupplied yet. But as of right now, it's showing that I should be able to go ahead and, well, maybe I should select the commodity, that I should be able to make this purchase. But if it's anywhere underneath that couple-minute window, what I've been noticing the last day or two is, legitimately today's day 2, is that it won't let me go through because it's going to tell me that it has insufficient stock. So unfortunately, it's not redding out here or lining out here so that I can tell that we've got to wait. Which means I'm going to be doing a lot of console dancing, back and forth. And for those of you that follow the stream, obviously everywhere we go, there's always going to be an attendant, and nope, no thank you, Bob. I'm good. I like to call him Bob. My generic characters in role-playing games and everything are always naming them Bob.
Alright, I'm back. How are we looking?
We are waiting on the console to resupply the last bit here.
Roger that.
And then we will be able to make our run. Unfortunately, the commodity price has risen so much just this morning that I can't even afford to get a full load. I'm getting close, but I'm not even affording a full load.
Have to go hit some other runs in.
There we go. It just flipped the commodity price up higher, which means it did just restock. So max available stock is 68. It's not going to use all my funds, but I'm not waiting around to spend my last 3,000 credits. So we've got 513 out of 564, so we'll make some money on this run. The commodity price is really dropping. Alright, so good news is there's no wind out here, so it's letting me get back to Caterpillar really quickly. Come on, retract. I know you want to. Alrighty. We are good to go. Go ahead and feel free to lift off. I'm going to just jump in the ball turret that's back here. I don't want habitat.
I'm just grabbing my lid real quick.
This way, in case we get interdicted, at least there's a little bit extra firepower. And just remember that technique does work, by the way, where you just fully throttle up and just keep flying on a straight line towards your original destination and respool. and usually you're going to fly directly past them fast enough that they can't catch back up to you.
Roger that. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm good. Go. I'm up and running, ready to go. So we have officially begun our space trucking career.
And when we come out of Quantum, how close will it have us to, say, Olisar?
Well, you got to fly. It's going to fly us into Crusader first. But when we do the secondary jump from Crusader to Olisar, we'll be under 10,000.
Okay.
I'm going to be firing off my guns here for a minute. Trying to check how fast they're able to... responsive they are.
We are obstructed through the planet. So
Okay.
Let me see if I can find us
So you'll have to clear your route and do a micro jump somewhere else.
that's what I'm looking for. And since we're on that side of the sun, I'll take us toward her. L5. Either way, it's want me to go through OM4. We'll do a micro jump to that and see what we have.
Alright, no problem. Finish up and head on up to the cockpit at this point, because if we do get jumped, I'll just run back down to a turret real fast. It's not an issue.
No problem.
So yeah, I was doing this speed run the other day, and it was a 25-minute round trip speed run, and it was making a ton of bank.
Very nice. Let me see if I can set Crusader from here. And that is perfect. Looks like it.
Oh, it's not letting me manipulate my power settings. Okay, oh well. Not a big issue. Just
Like
letting.
talk to the window tint guy.
Yeah, this flying right past the sun is kind of a rough one, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I think that's the only other thing I had a few issues on last night. Lighter colored planets, or what was it? I went down to HMS Ride-In, and because it's a hot desert planet, the tooltips against the background.
You couldn't read
about
that or chat?
combat Didn't, well, I don't care about chat, but you know, the distance to the post and the name of the post get really, really hard to read.
Okay. So looks like we just had somebody else hop in. Appreciate you for coming through. Looks like from what I'm seeing here, you're probably over on the YouTube channel watching. But feel free, type in chat. We like to interact with anybody we've got watching. So if you got any questions, or if you're just trying to find out about the game, or if you play, feel free to drop us a message here, and we'll shoot the shit with you back and forth. We're just kind of trying to reset a bunch of money that I lost during the server reset the other day. And right now we're kind of...
30K?
No, it wasn't a 30K. That was just the database reset that they ended up having to do because they were having some issues.
No, just now. I got a 30,012.
Okay. Let me see. Well, it looks like we are about to experience a 30K, which means we're about to lose what we did have. Yep.
Yay.
There we go. So, we're at square one. I have 3,000 UAC again. Welcome to the verse. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely games. Oh, I love the alphas. And here I was telling everybody that this was stable this morning so far. Okay. Are you back in the menu screen there, Chad?
Well, I started loading in. Was I not supposed to?
I'm party leader, so it may not let me go to there.
Okay.
Well,
If I have to, I'll back out. It doesn't take long.
let me know when you're in. Let me see if I can join your server.
Roger that.
So, it looks like we just had some other people join. We experienced a lovely 30K error this morning. So, while full of cargo. So, I am officially broke yet again. So, how about we pull out some fighters this time, and you get your cutlass, I'll pull my gladius out, and we'll go see if we can do a claim jump or something like that, share a mission, and do some other stuff.
Okay, I'm in. Do you want to see if you can join?
Sure will. I think I hit the button a little too soon, so I think it's going to take me somewhere else. But we'll find out. Alright. Cluster 1, good morning. I am trying to get to 1 million, but the game is fighting me every chance that I possibly can. Draconic King, I lost 2.7 million yesterday, and this morning with the cargo load here, I just lost another 400,000. And you're correct, Cluster. Not everybody experienced that. 30 million UEC. Did he get wiped or he didn't get wiped? Yeah, Draconic, I agree. It does suck. It's part of an alpha, and that's the reason why I no longer get mad when it happens. It's part of the alpha. I mean, unfortunately, 3.8.2 was a little bit more stable, in my opinion. I know a lot of people were experiencing 30Ks, but I didn't have that many. Now in 3.9, I'm seeing a lot more of them.
I did play several hours last night, and while I did see some people mention 30Ks, I didn't experience one.
Yeah. It just happens. Most of the time, it's an Amazon server, so most of the time when the server goes down, and everybody gets it, and then they just get allocated to another location. So it did put me on the same server as you, Chad. Looks like you're like 700 kilometers away.
We'll grab our ships. Is there a way to transfer funds in this game?
There is. It's beacons. But we'll have to go through that separately here. Oh, Stanton, let me go ahead and file that claim on the Caterpillar, since it's going to take almost 40 minutes for that sucker to come through. Cluster, I can open a performance meter, but what I've noticed is when I do so, it makes it significantly more unstable through the graphics settings. And I tend to have more crashes that way, which is the reason why I don't usually play with one sitting over as an overlay. Let me see, I can pull my Gladius. It's just going to take a couple minutes for that to come out. Alright, so it'd be about a minute and a half before mine's done. So, let's see, where are you at? You're over there. So, I'm going to go in and see what we can do about taking some missions, right? So,
No problem.
We will do a claim jumper. Now, Cluster, I will tell you that I am playing on a Ryzen 5 3600X, and with 32 gigs of RAM on the system, and I'm playing off of an SSD drive, and my vid card is a RX 590. So I've got pretty good settings and configuration in order to be able to run stable. Obviously, you know, I'm not sitting on the highest end graphics card, but it does play very, very well because that graphics card sits with an onboard 8 gigs by itself. So I tend to not usually have any kind of system issues when we're talking about performances anyway, regardless of what game I'm in. You know, so now am I ever going to ping like the crazy 100, 200, you know, FPS? Probably not. But at least not in any of these games, especially with this being unoptimized. Alright, so Draconic. Difference between a Gladius and a Caterpillar. The Caterpillar is the equivalent of a space freight train, you know, a very large delivery truck. It has a whole lot of cargo space involved in it. The Gladius itself is a premier end fighter. So it is not going to do any kind of cargo run whatsoever. It's going to be highly maneuverable and post a lot of firepower. So what we're going to do in order to be able to get some cash back up, because on a stream, it's kind of boring to take you guys out and go mining. I'd more than happy to show you guys that if you would want, but it's about 30 minutes worth of time where you go out and again, there's not a whole lot of excitement. You're just flying around looking for rocks that you can drill on. But there's a little bit more excitement when you're doing claim jumper missions. You end up getting in and you're getting some dogfighting going on.
And I'm seeing in chat that it definitely was happened to several people, so it definitely wasn't a platform deal on our end.
Alright, so Gladius is good. It's here. We're ready to go. You got your ship out on your pad yet?
Yeah, I'm hovering about the space station waiting on you.
Ooh, that mining claim is way the hell off over there. Okay. Let's see. So, I didn't pay attention what one they put it on. I think they put it on 7. Yeah, they did. Alright. So, I will do a quick walk around on this fighter so that you can get a chance to see it. And then we'll kind of do a very quick inspection of... okay. Let's see, heading up to 7. Then we'll do a very quick inspection of the Cutlass Black that... oh, that's his. Yeah, he's got one of the... God, I can never remember what the name of that is. It's a beautiful little fighter. But, here's the Gladius. It's a wonderful little military vehicle here. Alright, so Chad, I think you're going to get a chance to see something in this game that you probably have not had a chance to see yet, which is the group flight controls.
Okay. I have not.
Alright, so let's see, where are you at?
From the center of the station, I am directly out and above from you. I'm in the same pad area.
Okay, there we go. So I'm going to pull up on you and give everybody a chance to see the Cutlass Black. Reliant Tana? I think there was a miskey there, Cluster, but can't go 36 million kilometers, but can go 9 by using 9% of my fuel. Okay. Is that what that is? Is that Reliant Tana? Is that ship that was just sitting out there? So as you guys can see, this is the Cutlass Black. It's a beautiful little ship sitting here. That thing has got a lot of firepower. Alright, so I'm going to check some other claim jumper missions here as well, see if we can find something a little closer than 26 million kilometers. Real quick, Chad. Let's go through and see. Remove. Accept. Alright, mark. Remove claim jumpers. So we've got the remove claim jumpers. So I guess we are going to go ahead and make a little bit of a jump. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and share both of these missions with you, so that when we complete the mission, both of us share the payment. Let me know when you got them. Yeah, I agree, Cluster. The Cutlass and the Freelancer are... now, the Freelancer Max is the one that I would say really is the best ship to buy. And then the Cutlass, as far as if you want a good, solid combat ship that can do a lot of stuff. So, Chad, did you get both of those missions?
I think I only got one. I got the 690H Tom.
Alright, so let's do this again.
Well, I was listening to you talking, doing some flight things. I didn't see it come up on my HUD.
No problem. So, accepted. We've got... You got the 6... Which one?
I have the 698 Tom. Let me jump in and see what my missions say.
Well, both of them are from the same location, it looks like. So, you bought the hull B. I didn't know it was out, or is that just the fact that you bought the one that is, as soon as it gets released, you get it. But you're given something else in the meantime, Cluster? Oh, I need to drink something here. Alright, let's see. So, Chad, what I need you to do is I need you to look at your mini-map and see if you can set a route to hurl L5.
Set.
Alright. Okay, so what I want you to do is just spool up. Aim at that location and spool up.
I am aimed and calibrated.
Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and spool mine up. You should see a little dot on your screen that has my name on it.
Yes, I do.
And when it's showing as green, like it says spooling complete. Doesn't look like I'm calibrating. Wow, we're having some issues.
I don't know. It looks blue to me.
All right,
Not green.
go ahead and hold down your B button and see if it launches us both. Yeah, cluster. I've been getting interdicted a lot lately. So yeah, you pulled me in, Chad. You pulled me into quantum with you. I've been getting interdicted a lot lately. Fortunately for me, the cat does have enough shielding and ability to withstand some damage from the smaller interdictor style craft. So it is what it is. I like having the fact that there are pirates out there. I think it's it's an interesting twist in the game, but I'm not a super huge fan on the fact that people are calling themselves pirates when they really are not able to get a hold of your cargo. Because a pirate's usually about trying to, hold people for ransom or get money, or it's not just about rampant death and destruction.
Blowing you out of the sky.
I mean, in the tabletop role-playing game world, we like to call them murder hobos, which everybody's got one, so it's all good.
Murder hobos.
Well, that's their entire purpose of life, is to go out and kill things. That's it. That's all they want to do.
Is that in the official Tabletop Nerdcast Gaming Dictionary?
It is.
Roger that.
And it's actually a very well-known concept amongst all RPG players. The only thing I do not like about these fighters is the fact that they kind of struggle when it comes to long distance and kind of fuel that allows. Now, Chad, I'm going to show you a very nifty trick once we do complete this and make some money. Rather than land and refuel these guys, we're just going to commit suicide, and it'll throw us right back to Port Olisar. Well, Cluster, I have an org that we started. Again, I'm newer to the game. I've only been here for a little over a month and a half. I have an org that I've started that I'm working on trying to grow. Got a couple of people that I do play with on a regular basis, and we're trying to be able to do what we can. Unfortunately, with not a whole ton of people, it's hard to get everybody's schedules to synchronize to where you can run the big cargo ships and have flight protection along with it.
Oh, question about the interdictions.
Yes.
So, especially when you're flying in a group, now, is it more like a electromagnetic interference where it's a zone thing, within a certain range, or is it targeted at an individual ship? In other words, when you're flying in a group and they try to lock down the big cargo guy,
it's an area of effect.
Okay, so as long as we're all jumping around together, it should affect us all, and we won't accidentally have one of our guys take off in quantum.
Yep.
While the other guy's held there and getting shot up.
Yeah, so
I guess I'm looking at it from more of a strategy perspective, to defend ourselves against. So if it's an area of effect, okay.
Yeah, it is, because it'll pull everybody within, I think, a 10,000 kilometer range. It's on that direct path out. So what about Squadron 42? It will come out this year. My understanding is it will, but with everybody and all the development groups all being pulled off to the side and working remotely, I've got a feeling they're probably going to come up with some more delays again. Let's see. So, if we look down, we've got another mining claim. We've got the mining claim at 119 away from us. Okay?
Yep.
So, aim at it and bring up your quantum. Alright, looks like you're spooled and ready. I'm going to take us into hyperspace. Or quantum, sorry. Alright. So, the trick here is, Chad, never stop moving. Okay? Don't max out your speed, but pretty much never stop moving.
Okay.
So most effectively, what I found whenever I'm doing any type of combat runs is make sure that you you know that little red line on your speed indicator?
Yep.
Make sure that you are locked in right about there. Now we've got about 34 kilometers to close, so I'm doing this slow instead of like seriously throttling up to get in there to do it. Because again, you want to make sure that when you get in, target the spacecraft first, not the cans, not the sentinels. We want to get rid of all the ships first. Feel free to be very liberal with your missiles, by the way, so that we can knock down stuff as quickly as possible. And don't forget, you have to target each ship by hitting the 1 key.
Yep. And Alt 1 will also let you target your nearest enemy.
Yep. So, again, I'm no expert here on ship-to-ship combat, because it's not something I do all the time. But if we can get clear a couple of quick claim jumpers and get a base 10K to work with, then really quickly, then we'll kind of go from there.
Your little nimble fighter's out in front of mine.
It's a pretty sexy little ship, isn't it?
It is, it is. There we go.
Alright, so I just got the Sentinels destroyed conversation. So now we need... I got in contacts. There we go. It's time to start engaging.
Alright, excellent. I got stretch about 7,400 meters. 6 low.
Oh, come on! I ain't hitting shit! And he just rammed me. Oh, I love when they do that crap. Something I wish they would kind of take out of this game is UI trying to ram a player. He's gone. There we go. Let's get some good shots on him. I really need my joysticks out instead of... Damn it. Is he not dead yet? Why not?
He's just doing a circle around me. He's a lot quicker. I'm gonna move out a little bit towards
That's
you.
number 2 down. Let me get my shields to regenerate a little bit here. Ooh, okay. Maybe I should stop ramming into him. There's 3 down. Let my shields regenerate a little bit here.
Got him down.
Everything else is down below me. I see you. I'm coming to see if I can get in on your 6 and help you out a bit here. Not F1, 1. Good. He's down. Moving on to the next one.
Move back out towards you a little bit. I'm drifting in on those sentinels. I don't want them to start attacking.
That
Oh, good stuff.
turd's using a freaking asteroid to hide from me. Now he's out of range. He's trying to close on you. Okay, good job.
Alright, shield's holding up okay.
Where'd he go? Alright.
I got him on my butt. Coming around.
Damn it. There's another one down. Got another one wailing on me, but alright. Get there. I'm heading out to you.
Got him down. I got one more on me.
Yep, I'm heading out to you.
He just passed me. Headed out towards you, I think.
No, he's a little bit out of my range at the moment.
He whipped around and come back to me.
I got one shooting from behind me, I can see that.
These are staying a little smarter than the guys I dealt with last night. They're spinning around on me,
Well, that's...
so I really can't engage them with my missiles.
Well, your missiles are going to be what's going to help us take down the Sentinels.
Did he just ram me?
Let's see, where are you at, buddy? I just got you crossfired with him. Not trying to, but I did. That's on me. Okay, come on. I know I can fly better than this. Blow up, dude. Alright. Make sure you're wailing on him.
Was I hitting you?
I think so. Because he was in front of me and my rear was getting trashed.
Well, there's two of them out there.
Alright, I'm getting thrashed. Come on, shields, recharge.
There you go.
Yeah, you're shooting me, dude.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hell was going on. You were shooting me.
Why
Alright.
did it allow me to target you?
I don't know. Probably because I've got somebody near me. But yeah, my ship's on fire, so I'm literally about to die here.
Good job.
Alright, I think he's down.
Yeah, he's down.
Alright, so there's one more that we need to knock down.
Yep.
Actually, it looks like there's a couple more. Oh, no wonder it's registering you and I as enemies, because you had shot me, and I think because I had gotten some crossfire on you, it's picked us up with crime stats.
Ah.
So just make sure you're focused on that target.
Yep. See, I got you in front of me and it pops you up. Well, this is going to be fun. 'Cause I'm having trouble targeting some of them. There we go. There we go. I switched.
He's down. Alright.
Yeah. Woo.
Alright, now we gotta find the Sentinels, because that is all the aircraft. Yeah, that didn't go well.
Remember, you shot me first.
Yeah, I did.
I got a contact 12 o'clock.
Make sure it's not me.
No, I think it's got to be the Sentinel. Yeah, it's 15K. What? Naldo Laborde?
Alright. How's your ship looking?
I'm missing an engine, but I'm in good shape.
You're missing an engine, but you're in good shape. Alright.
Well, I mean, my shields are strong.
Alright. Don't worry, I'm coming up behind you. That's me. so I'm not gonna shoot.
I've got multiple contacts.
I want to follow you in on whatever target you've got going on here.
Well, I'm strafing way to starboard, away from those other ones. I'm 6.5K in closing. As soon as I get under 5K, I know I can lock on.
Well, feel free to do so. Good. That's one. Okay, I am seeing a whole ton of contacts, and these should be our sentinels.
Yep. I'm flying a little bit away, so I can come in from the side here.
I'm gonna be making fast strafing runs.
Alright.
Or I'm just gonna ram one, and then move on. Yay! More damage to my ship.
Down. There's a ship floating out there running around. Come on, keep working on this cluster here.
Alright. We need to get back in on those.
I gotta get out here a little bit. It's only giving me one sentry destroyed.
Yeah, that's all we've done. We've done ships. I flew into one and destroyed one.
Got him.
That's another one down. I'm done. Down. Oh, I suck. I suck again. Oh, goodness, 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 goodness. I think you and I tearing each other up is what really kind of screwed that whole thing up.
Oh, yeah. Get your ship and get back out here.
Oh, it's going to take me a while to get out there. Yeah, Mayday, Mayday, Cluster 1. That's the way that worked. It was a... I'm going to take a cue out of your book. That was a Charlie Foxtrot if I've ever seen one.
Nothing like the Blue Falcon, baby.
Alright, let me just grab the Hornet for right now. Just so I have something that I can get out there with really fast instead of waiting. Like I said, I need my joysticks. This playing on the keyboard with dogfighting is not good for me. Okay. I've got to pay attention to what I'm doing instead of rushing. So, yeah, we'll do that. Now let's see if my Hornet cockpit continuously gives me errors and gives me dead again. Let me in. Let me in. You piece of ever-loving... There it goes.
And I am not going to last much longer.
I'm on my way as fast as I can.
Well, I think I'm going to blow and grab my ship. Because for 600 I can grab it. Alright, my shields are finally coming back online.
Okay, come on. Where are you at? Give me. There we go. Mining claim, come on.
Where you at?
Set route, get going. And en route. Remember, just spam your missiles if you need to until they're gone. I'm coming right back in. I'll be there in a matter of just a minute or two.
Well, they brought their little buddies.
See, I told you, man, this is an aspect of the game that I am not really all that great at.
It would work out a little bit better if these suckers would quit ramming me.
Yeah, I think I had just as much to do with that as anybody else on my side. You know, I was taking too many straight lines instead of strafing sideways, but... But if you can keep flying around enough in order to be able to keep your shields just constantly regenerating, I'll be there with the fresh fighter here momentarily. So yeah, again, it would have been nice to have Percy here in order to be able to kind of really guide us through some of this portion of the game. I'm 13 million out. Looks like you got another sentry down.
Yep.
Yeah, Draconic, you are absolutely correct. Now, so far, my canopy hasn't reopened on me, but, yeah. That was a very bad glitch that was happening in 3.8, where that Hornet canopy was just non-stop, constantly open. Well, the other thing, Draconic, is I generally don't play these missions. Usually I'm more of the trader, but I use whenever I know that I'm going to be playing combat, I usually pull out my flight joysticks, and I play that most of the time. Right now I'm just playing purely on keyboard, so it's not responsive, and I'm not feeling very very sound with this at this point. All right, Cluster One, I appreciate the follow. You're helping us build the channel up here. That's what we're trying to do. And by all means, if we're in game at any point in time, you know, you can always look and see if you find an AFT biohazard that's playing, and you know, I'm more than happy to run with you. Okay, this is like the world's slowest ship in Quantum, so I apologize, Chad. Maybe I should have waited for the Gladius to come back on an insurance claim.
Yay!
What's up?
I finally just took enough damage.
To what? To die?
Gone.
Alright, well, that's funny, because I just made it back into the mining claim.
Yeah, well, you'll sit tight, I'll be there. It won't take me long. I knew I should have just suicided and come on with you. Like I said, I don't know if they tweaked it or if I'm just that bad at it. I did a lot better today, though. Alright, I have 3 minutes.
Come on, I know you guys are in here somewhere.
Somewhere there's some pro guy going, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a noob. I'm good.
Like I said, I've had this game less than 48 hours.
Come on, where are the sentinels?
So you would think, though, you know, if I lock on a target, that it would keep trying to reacquire the lock even after I fire. You know, as far as missile-wise.
Yeah.
Because it's such a... There's about... Like, after it locks, there's about a 5 or 6 second fire. You know, and
There we go.
ranges change a lot.
What am I picking up there? Ah, there we go. There's a sentry.
I got a minute and a half before I can get my ship. Well, between doing the wonderful thing of shooting each other up. Did you clear your crime stat?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it. What the fuck did it just do to me?
I have no outstanding fines.
My fuel is low. So it just shut me down. Okay, that's awesome. This is the greatest thing ever here. Legitimately, it ran me out of fuel. I can do nothing at this point. This is awesome. Alright.
Come back and jump in my turret. Let's go get them.
Oh, greatest bullshit ever. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, there we go. Oh, that just annoys the ever-loving snot out of me. Okay.
Alright.
Actually, I did okay in the Gladius. I'm going to go ahead and pull it back out. It'll just take me a minute and a half to have it.
Man, I sure showed that AFT biohazard guy.
You surely did. He was kind of a pud. So let's see how much I can suck again at, combat.
Well, I would say it's your fault for shooting me first. Except I was so focused on the red reticle that I didn't see the name. Because you were flying so fast, my target reticle was way out in front of you.
Yep.
So I didn't catch the name on the target itself.
Well, like I said, it's all good. And if we don't clear this one on this run, I mean, we got 5 more sentries to knock down, but if we don't clear it on this go out, I'll end up grabbing my joysticks and at least have some flight control. Because, again, I don't feel it here. I really don't. And it's boring as hell to take everybody out mining.
So I'm going to fly out there.
Alright, I'll be right behind you because my ship's about to hit the pad. Yeah, cluster, I see that. I was paying attention to a couple of different things there, but back and forth between our Twitch stream and our YouTube stream. Yep.
What happened?
Cluster 1 he was jumping back and forth between our Twitch stream and our YouTube stream. Funny enough, I didn't set up a watch party on Facebook yet either, so usually I leave that to Percy. Let him stream one side and while I stream the other. That way people can get different perspectives than just mine.
I'm in quantum headed that way. I'll try not to blow your ass up this time.
Same.
See, and I thought I did pretty good up to that point because every time they swung toward you, I stopped firing in the beginning.
Yeah, well, in the beginning. We'll just have to see how it plays out again this time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, basically the video, I wish I could remember his name, where he put a little more advanced shield and a little bit bigger guns and power plant. And basically, after he took out everybody, well, actually he left the fighters alone and went straight for the sentries. And he just rolled up, targeted, one cluster at a time, targeted the nearest one, sat there, shot him up, moved on to the next one.
I would need to know what kind of ship he's in, because some of those upgrades are pretty rough. They're pretty expensive.
Well, no, he was in a Cutlass Black.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might have been in the Best in Show edition. I don't know if the weapons and stuff are upgraded on that one. I thought I recalled when I looked at both of them that it was more cosmetic and stuff. But I looked at a lot of shit, so I could be confusing.
All right, how far out are you?
I'm 11 million kilometers. Are you already there?
No, I'm at 25. I'll be there shortly. It's climbing through pretty quick.
What kind of drive do you have?
I want one.
Because you were like, because I was hitting boost when you're like, yeah, I'm pulling mine to the pad now.
Yeah, Cluster 1, you're really helping to kind of boost those numbers there as far as, I appreciate it. It looks like he's streaming us on both sides at this point. Oh, man.
He's just recording it for his new show, Star Citizen Fails.
That's pretty much it, but that's what I intend to kind of take all this footage.
Guys shoot each other.
I intend to take all this footage and put it all together and release it on YouTube as far as different things that we've got going on. So Cluster, one of the things that we're doing, and Chad has not been involved in this yet, but we did a pilot for it already. That in the middle of editing, we are kind of doing a parody of The Office using the FOIP that exists here in game. And we called it the Hauling Butt Incorporated, where we basically have the kind of the perspective of the workers, and then we'll have some split screens that go into like the management as stupid crap happens in game. And it's pretty comical, where we're trying to get the last of the editing done on that one so that we can start releasing that and push that out. It's a funny little clip that we're running through.
Alright. I just left L5 and boosted to the mining claim. I'm 40 clicks out, standing by.
Okay, I'm about 4 million from L5.
I'm gonna just ease on in so I can pick up some contacts.
But yeah, I pretty much really only have about 30 minutes left of this stream anyway, and then after that I'll go build up some more base funds again for this afternoon so that I can not have us running combat missions or just doing nothing but mining the entire time. I like my space trucking.
You just enjoy flying the SDF-1.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, if it had the point defense system and, everything else, I think it would be great. Cluster, I appreciate they,
everything else, and there'd be no need for any other ship in this game. No. That would be the coolest ship they ever created.
I appreciate the hosting there. Sharing is caring. Yes, it is. And right now, I love you, man. Okay, let's see. Where are you at? And where do I need to go?
I'm about 21 clicks out from mining claim.
Yeah, but I ain't seeing the mining claim.
If you come in, it should be to your starboard side. I've noticed the tool tips on here a lot of times will disappear, and so I would literally have to spool up and search around. It should be directly to your starboard side if you flew from when you came out of quantum at her L5. Can you identify me on your screen?
Right now it was not showing you, so I have to see what I can do. There's mining claim that. I'm pretty much almost out of fuel at this point.
Already?
Mark. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful that I am not seeing anything that I need to see. Mining claim PY9. That's not it.
That's right. I'm spooled up and I've just lost a mining claim even though it was directly ahead of me.
Okay. Where is this at? So why am I not seeing you? Let's get here. Accepted. I should be there. Let's see, untrack it, track it again. Right?
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Turn off my spools. Wow, this is absolutely lovely. It's completely obstructing the view for it. Let's hurl L5. Good to go. I see that.
Okay, I finally picked up some contacts.
Alright. Wow, this is really beginning to annoy the crap out of me. I can't see you. I can't see the mining claims. That's H0 whatever, so I'm not worried about that one. What do we got here? 22. 6 top. There we go. Now I can come in. Finally. Finally showed it to me. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the fuel there, Cluster, because I know exactly once we clear this and I get to 10K, I'm just going to detonate the ship and wake up in Olisar again. But it was... The problem was I couldn't find this 69H Tom.
Alright, one more down.
Alright, I'm coming in. I'm about 20K out, just a little over.
Wow, how have I lost an engine already?
Those things...
around and gave him the other side of my shield.
Those things hit hard. That's you. Okay. Not wanting to shoot you. I'm not seeing other contacts here.
They're all still pretty grouped together.
Were you just flying away from them for a minute?
Yeah. Let my shield recharge.
There we go. Now I see some stuff. Come on, dude, blow. Got the shield down.
Jeez.
What's up?
Oh no, it's just the sucker did not want to die.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I'm literally, finally, that sucker finally went down.
Well, we finally got enough down that I'm just not getting murdered on my shields.
That one's done.
Alright, so we got one at 1 o'clock high. Let's go get him. He's by himself.
I've already locked on to one, so. That one's down.
This one's almost down.
Alright.
Alright.
That's 7 of 9.
I don't know if we have more aircraft incoming because I picked up some contacts low.
No, those are. That's 7 of 9. I got 2 more that are down here. They're sentries.
Yeah, I picked up these 2 contacts, but I had 2 contacts additional. I'm on this one. He won't last much longer.
Well, if I wouldn't have flown into one, well, that one's dead too. So.
See, I just blew that one up, and I'm only showing 7.
Son of a ever-loving. Okay. Alright.
But I got the mine claim back. I'm headed in. See if I pick up more contacts. Yeah, I'm only showing 7 of 9.
I've just about had enough fun with Star Citizen and the claim jumper missions for the day.
Well, if you wouldn't fly into the enemy.
I really wasn't trying to. I was doing some things where I was looking back and forth between the you know what? fine. Screw it. Freelancer. Where I was kind of flying back and forth between, or looking back and forth between the chat and everything else, and yeah, I can say it. I suck. It's all good. I enjoy it.
Do they respawn?
They shouldn't be respawning, but I don't know why it's still staying on 7 and 9, because when I crashed into that one, it showed me that it had detonated and died. There's 8.
Well, I just killed one. That's why I was wondering if they respawned, because I was just picking up what looked like 3 sentinels.
Alright, I'm gonna fly my space bus. It's got good guns on it.
Yeah, I got a lot of contacts. I'm wondering if part of it wasn't a double mission thing.
Might be. Because I did have 2 missions that looked like they were in the same area. So, let's get here to set route. Alright, spooling now. I'll be out in a sec. Actually, what I need to do is just bite the bullet, earn the 1.3 million, and go ahead and go get my Cutlass Black and just call it a day. Yeah, so...
Yeah, see, I just killed another one. I think we have the 2 missions running concurrently. And so I'm going to pull to a safe area real quick and then come back and check. And I bet we show multiples on each one. Because I just killed another one and I already had 8 and 9.
You gonna try and track the other mission?
I'm going to check real quick.
Okay, not a problem, because I'm about 20 million kilometers out, and I'm bringing the Freelancer in on this one.
Yeah, I'm like 8 of... Yeah, they both show progress bars. So that may be confusing it. That may be why we're losing the HUD and everything else. Because they're both in the same area and it's messing with it.
Well, we did just go through a crap ton of fighters. Anyway, this stream may actually run over by a few minutes just until we get this stuff knocked out and done. But Cluster and everyone else that's here, I should be back on tomorrow morning. Again, I am trying to stream almost on a daily basis, so yeah, I don't know what time zone you guys are in. I'm in Central Time, but I usually try and get on about 9 in the morning and run through, but I will be... So you completed one, whatever you just destroyed, knocked one of them out.
And I still got one on me. So that's what's happening here. It's
2 sitting right on top of each other. But, so I will be on probably about 9 Central Standard Time, and that stream usually runs until at least noon. So, we'll just keep trucking along.
I screwed up and had a small collision, taking some damage, so I either need to let my guns charge or something.
All right. Well, I'm about 2 million out, so I'll be in a moment with a fresh ship. All right, no problem, Cluster. I appreciate it.
Yeah, see, now that that one's down, my mining claim came back up. You know, the objective
Yeah.
to get you in the zone. So I think because they were in the same zone running concurrently like that, it was messing it up. Because we were 8 of 9, and I killed it and completed, and I'm still 8 of 9 on the second one. So we actually took a little more on than we thought we were. Well, it looks like I got a ship. So since we're already 8 to 9, let's see if we can finish this off suicide and call it a day. Or call it on this and go find something else to do. This actually was pretty fun. I learned a lot just doing this. The strafing made a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, and you forget vertical strafing at times too.
Well, that's the whole thing of getting used to the three-dimensional space, and that's where I'm at with my flight sticks. It's significantly better there. See what I can do about finding this location. Because again, you're out here and it's not even showing me you. There we go. 10 kilometers. Alright. Let's see what we can find out here in the zone. Are you still seeing them, or are you pulling back in?
No, I'm headed back in, but I picked up a ship, so I took him out. Well, and I had my mining claim target up. I know I'm headed the general right direction. That's the deal. You keep losing, like, the tooltips and stuff.
Yeah.
So, does it automatically split funds between us when we're both in a party and do this, or?
As long as the mission is shared, yes. Which is why I shared the missions early.
Alright, I have one contact.
Well, I'm glad you do, because I'm not seeing shit.
But I have no missiles. They blew my missiles up.
There we go. Now, I see something. Which I think is you. Oh. There we go. Alright, so you engaging?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help because I took a lot of damage earlier. So my weapon systems, while they're online, they're not as stout as they were.
No, that's fine. I'm coming in. I see both of you. I see the firing that you're doing. I see the firing that it's doing.
Yeah, because I'm damaging the shields, but I'm not really hurting this sucker.
I'm about to.
Well, I'll draw the fire. There we go. Ah, jeez.
Alright. Okay, guys. So that's going to be the end of the stream for the day, guys. We're gonna pick back up. I'm gonna go do some farming, get some cash reserves so that we can, actually do some trading again tomorrow. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. And like we say here at Tabletop Nerdcast with all of our regular gaming, keep on adventuring. I appreciate you guys being here.